Have you ever thought that the most successful people are actually the ones who maintain a daily cleaning habit? I know it sounds counterintuitive, because we usually picture successful people as being too busy. They hire housekeepers, have personal assistants, and even full-service teams. But strangely, the more I learned, the more I discovered that those who run major corporations, global leaders, or people pursuing a deeply intentional lifestyle all have one thing in common. They love cleaning, and they start with the smallest things, like cleaning the toilet, aligning a pair of shoes, or simply pushing a chair back after standing up. In Japan, Konosuke Matsushita, the founder of Panasonic, once said that every time he bent down to clean the toilet was also a moment to bow before life, a moment to wash away pride and keep his mind pure. In the US, President Barack Obama once shared that he always tidied his desk after each meeting and pushed in the chair even when no one was watching. To him, that was a way to show respect for the space and others. In today's video, I'll share 5 very small cleaning habits that completely changed how I live after turning 60. Each habit is rooted in Japanese culture, supported by scientific research or real-life routines of well-known people in America. I don't want you to copy anyone. I just want you to see that such small actions, when done daily, can make your life lighter, clearer, and more self-directed. You'll hear about cleaning the toilet each morning and why it can increase your income. You'll understand why placing your shoes neatly can bring peace to your heart. You'll be surprised to learn how pushing in a chair reflects your EQ and leadership potential. And you'll learn about the minimalist philosophy that both Zen Buddhism and American minimalists follow. Finally, I'll tell you why just standing upright properly can keep you safe while cleaning in old age. Why all these seemingly small things can change a life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you find this content helpful. Your support is what keeps us going and sharing meaningful ideas. Thank you for being here. Now let's begin with the first habit, which is also the most surprising. Habit 1. Cleaning the toilet daily. When you hear about cleaning the toilet each morning, you might shake your head and think there's nothing special about it. But hear me out. In Japan, cleaning the toilet isn't just about hygiene. It's a form of character training. Konosuke Matsushita, the founder of Panasonic, kept this habit for many years. Every morning, he cleaned the office toilet himself, not to save money or set an example, but because he believed that if someone could bend down and clean the place, everyone avoids that person would never grow arrogant and would always keep a clean and humble mind. Soichiro Honda, founder of Honda Motors, once said, "Cleaning toilets taught him to notice the details others overlooked." That's how he learned humility. Takeshi Kitano, a famous Japanese actor and director, also emphasized that the successful people he knows aren't afraid to deal with what's dirty or ugly to preserve beauty and cleanliness in their lives. They all have one thing in common: the habit of cleaning the toilet. Not because they have to, but because they want to. And because of that, they keep a calm, clear, and focused mind amid life's chaos. But this isn't just about inspiring stories. Lion Corporation, a Japanese company specializing in cleaning products, surveyed 490 people aged 20 to 39. Results showed that those who regularly cleaned their toilets earned on average $7,000 more per year than those who didn't. That's not a small number, and it's no coincidence. The study pointed out that regular toilet cleaners tend to be more organized, proactive, and better at communication. They're more likely to be appreciated in the workplace. In the US, you've likely heard of Marie Kondo. She's the author of the best-selling book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and helped spread Japanese cleaning philosophy worldwide. Marie lives in America, has 3 young kids, and still starts each morning by thanking her home and cleaning the toilet herself. To her, it's a space for mindfulness, a way to keep the energy in her home clean, breathable, and healthy. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has reported that the toilet is the most bacteria-prone area in the home. For seniors, keeping it clean daily can reduce the risk of E. coli and respiratory mold infections by up to 45%. Meanwhile, a study from Harvard School of Public Health shows that poor hygiene, especially in the toilet, can directly affect sleep quality, emotional balance, and stress levels in people over 60. For me, cleaning the toilet every morning is a small but meaningful ritual. It takes less than 5 minutes. But once I'm done, I feel lighter, cleaner, and ready to begin the day with a clear mind. I no longer see the toilet as something scary or filthy. I see it as a symbol of care. Care for myself, my home, and my peace of mind. If you've ever thought that cleaning the toilet is too small to matter, maybe today you'll reconsider. Start with the place you used to avoid, and you may find that deep changes often begin with something this small. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment or share your experience. And if you've never tried it, clean your toilet tomorrow morning. Not for anyone else, just for yourself. Because a clean mind needs a truly clean place to begin. Habit 2: organizing your shoes. Have you ever stepped into a home where the entryway was a mess? Shoes scattered everywhere, old and new mixed, and a faint musty smell that made you uncomfortable. That first impression tells you everything about how the homeowner lives. Someone once said that the home begins with the shoes, and it's true. In Japan, even preschoolers are taught to line up their shoes neatly after taking them off. They learn to turn the toes outward and place the shoes side by side before entering the classroom. Why such precision? Because the Japanese believe shoes are the first point of contact between us and the outside world. When returning home, taking off and neatly placing your shoes is a way to close the day, to shift from busy to calm, from society to sanctuary. And if done daily, this simple act becomes a ritual for resetting your spirit. A Japanese friend once told me that every time he aligns his shoes, it feels like he's ending a decent day and beginning a new one with self-respect. In the US, FlyLady.net, one of the most popular home organization systems, introduced the concept of a launch pad. This is the area right by the door, where you keep your shoes, bag, keys, and coat. They emphasize that keeping shoes organized at the launch pad can reduce the feeling of clutter by up to 60% when entering the house. This is especially important for seniors. When shoes are messy, it's not just annoying but also a tripping hazard, making movement harder and each outing feel more exhausting. Dr. Sherry Boyd Carter, a psychologist and author of a popular book on stress and home environments, once wrote that a cluttered entryway often reflects a cluttered mind. A cluttered entryway equals an untidy mind. So this small act of tidying your shoes is helping you organize your thoughts, feel clearer each morning and more relaxed each night. I started organizing my shoes when I turned 60. Not because someone told me to, but because I realized that every time I saw messy shoes, I sighed. And each time I saw them neat, I felt a little calmer. Just a little, but enough to remind me I was living with intention, with choice, and with respect for the space I was entering. Now I no longer leave shoes flipped over or pointed in random directions. I bend down gently, place each one in its proper spot, toes facing the door, soles clean. And each time I do it, I feel like I'm also arranging a little order inside my head. If your home has shoes out of place, take a few minutes today to tidy them all up. No need to clean the whole house, just one doorstep. And maybe, just maybe, your heart will feel a bit more in order too, just like mine did. If this video speaks to you in any way, please subscribe to the channel or leave a comment. Your support is what gives us the energy to keep sharing. And if you'd like to explore more unique Japanese cleaning habits, don't miss the video titled 15 Japanese Secrets That Will Transform Your Home Forever. You'll hear deep and practical principles that the Japanese use to make their homes lighter and more meaningful. The tag will appear at the top right corner of the screen, and you'll also find it at the end of this video or in the description below. Now let's move on to the third habit. Habit 3. Pushing the chair back after use. Some habits are so small that almost no one notices them. But it's those little things that reveal so much about a person's character, sensitivity, and inner values. In Japan, pushing a chair back into place after using it is seen as a sign of thoughtfulness and respect. Not everyone does it, but those who do are always remembered as kind and considerate people. One of the most well-known examples is Shohei Ohtani, a Japanese professional baseball player, currently playing in Major League Baseball in the US. He is one of the rare athletes who excels both as a pitcher and a hitter. Since 2024, he has played for the Los Angeles Dodgers after signing a historic $700 million contract over 10 years. Before that, he played for the Los Angeles Angels and was nicknamed the modern-day Babe Ruth. In a post-game interview after everyone had left the room, Ohtani gently pushed his chair back into place. No one asked him to do it, and there was no audience. But that moment was caught on camera and quickly went viral on social media. In Japan, that act shows mindfulness. Whether it's a seat in a meeting room, on a train, in a cafe, or in a classroom, returning the chair to its place means you're thinking of the next person, the one who has to clean up, or simply respecting a shared space. It's not a grand gesture, but a reflection of deep cultural values. In the US, the Harvard Business Review once published an article about small behaviors in the workplace, like tidying your desk, pushing in your chair, or cleaning up paper after a meeting. These seemingly minor actions are called micro-behaviors, and they reflect a person's emotional intelligence and leadership capacity. Someone who pushes in their chair after a meeting is often the kind of person who listens well, observes, and thinks of the group. Former US President Barack Obama once shared in an interview that wherever he was, he always made it a habit to tidy up his workspace after a meeting or finishing a small task. He said that doing so not only kept the space neat, but helped him feel he had fully closed one chapter of work before stepping into the next. Ever since I heard that story, I started paying attention to my chair. I noticed there were times I stood up and walked away, leaving the chair slightly out of place without meaning to. But later, when I returned and saw it askew, I felt uneasy as if something was left unfinished. From then on, I made it a habit to push my chair back every time I stood up. And I discovered something. Each time I did that, I felt I had ended things more completely, and my thoughts felt a bit more in order. This habit doesn't require time, energy, or instruction. It only asks that you pay attention. And once you choose to notice, you'll find that not only is the chair returned to its place, but your mind also returns to its rightful place, calm, clear, and no longer scattered. Now we move on to habit number 4. Habit 4. Maintaining good posture while cleaning. When we're young, we rarely think about our posture when bending down to pick something up, reaching for a broom, or kneeling to scrub the floor. But after 61 wrong bend can leave your back sore for a whole week. Some even fall from a missed step or lose balance while stretching for something high. So maintaining good posture while cleaning isn't a small matter. It's a habit, and it's also a vital safety practice for older adults. In Japan, this has been developed early on through a unique tradition wearing a kimono. If you've ever worn one, you'll know that it doesn't allow you to slouch, drop your shoulders, or walk hastily. The ubi or waist sash is tied tightly around the abdomen, requiring the wearer to keep an upright posture, walk gently, and move calmly. This way of dressing over the years helped the Japanese cultivate proper posture as a way of living. Not everyone wears a kimono daily now, but the spirit of posture and mindfulness is still preserved. It shows most clearly when they perform everyday tasks like cleaning the house, wiping the table, folding blankets, or placing dishes on high shelves. In the US, posture while cleaning has been studied closely, especially for older adults. According to the National Institute on Aging, maintaining correct posture when bending to pick something up reduces the risk of falls by up to 31% in people over 65. Meanwhile, Mayo Clinic, one of the most respected hospitals in the US, recommends that older adults learn to bend their knees instead of their backs when lifting something heavy. They even provide illustrated guides to help people apply it more easily. Simply shifting from bending at the waist to lowering with your knees can reduce back pain risk by as much as 40%. I don't know about you, but I once slipped just from bending too deeply while scrubbing the stairs. That slip left me stuck in bed for 3 days. After that, I started learning to clean more gently, more slowly, and with attention to posture. I placed a low stool in the kitchen so I could sit while peeling vegetables instead of standing too long. I used a broom with a longer handle so I wouldn't have to bend down too far when sweeping under the table. I placed a small step stool near high shelves so I could safely reach for things, and every time I cleaned the floor, I either sat fully or knelt with padded support to avoid straining my back. These changes didn't take much time. But in return, I no longer had sore shoulders, no more cramps when standing up, and I stopped fearing that cleaning always meant fatigue. Good posture doesn't just keep you safe, it also helps you feel steadier, more grounded, and more intentional. Every movement is guided by awareness. No more carelessness, no more rushing. And when you clean with respect for your body, you're also sending a silent message that you're still in charge of yourself, that you're not just surviving, but living well, living with grace, and living with strength. Now we move on to habit number 5. Habit 5. Knowing enough is enough. The minimalist philosophy. There's a very short phrase that carries the spirit of an entire way of living. It is where tadataru wo shiru, which means just knowing enough is enough. This is one of the most well-known Zen sayings in Japan, often engraved on wooden plaques, hanging in living rooms next to tea tables, or placed somewhere visible in the home. It's not fancy or complicated. Just a gentle reminder that happiness doesn't come from getting more, but from knowing when to stop. I used to be someone who held on to many things. I always thought I needed another set of glassware to make the living room look fancier, another ottoman to fill an empty corner, and a few extra tablecloths just in case. But the more I added, the more crowded my home became. And the more crowded it was, the more tangled my mind felt. That changed when I read a story about Danshari. It's a minimalist lifestyle movement in Japan, made up of 3 characters: Dan, to refuse Shah, to throw away, and Ri, to separate. The spirit of Danshari is to remove what you don't need, what doesn't bring you joy, and what no longer fits your current life. I started with 1 drawer, then the kitchen cabinets, then the corner shelves. Each time I let go of something, I asked myself if I truly needed it. And I realized what I needed wasn't stuff. It was space to breathe. In the US, minimalist philosophy is no longer a foreign idea. Joshua Becker, founder of the Becoming Minimalist community, is one of the pioneers bringing minimalism closer to middle-class American families. He shared that after getting rid of 75% of the items in his home, his family not only saved 33% on monthly expenses, but also had more time with their kids, slept more soundly, and enjoyed life more clearly. He doesn't live in hardship, he just lives with enough. And that's what creates freedom. A study from UCLA also showed that people with fewer items at home have cortisol levels, stress hormones 22% lower than those who accumulate more. Our living environment directly affects mood, sleep, focus, and even physical health. Since I started decluttering, I've also found myself sleeping better, breathing easier, and feeling more comfortable wherever I sit. No more stepping around old rugs. No more digging through 3 cabinets to find a pair of scissors. No more staring at a gift I never use but still keep out of guilt. I've learned to keep less, but love more. 1 teapot is enough to use, 1 clean towel. 1 corner has enough space for a soft chair next to the window. And in the morning, I just sit there, doing nothing, needing nothing, because I know I have enough. Not everyone will enjoy living minimally, but I believe we all reach a point where we realize that keeping too much doesn't make us feel secure. It only makes us tired. And when you let go, the space around you opens up. Your heart opens up too, just enough for you to look again at what truly matters. If any of this has meaning for you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, or share this video with someone you love. Thank you for staying with me this far. We've just gone through 5 simple habits that the Japanese have practiced for generations and that more and more successful Americans are quietly adopting. Cleaning the toilet every morning, putting shoes neatly in place, pushing your chair back, maintaining proper posture while doing chores, and learning that enough is truly enough. Each small action, when repeated daily, makes your home tidier, your body less tired, and your mind clearer. What you choose to keep today becomes the environment you live in every day. Start with the easiest task, then stay consistent. Cleaning doesn't have to exhaust you if you clean the right way and with a gentle mindset. If today's message spoke to you, please subscribe, and leave a comment so we know you're still there. Thank you for spending your time with us. See you in the next video.